So load times was definitely one of our biggest problems on last year's PSP version, and of course it was the first thing we decided to work on for this year's version. We've cut it down by more than half. Last year we were looking at about 34 seconds, which is way too much between holes. So this year we're looking at 10 seconds, and we're looking to even optimize it further than that. So the swing last year was also one of the major areas of complaint. It wasn't quite like the console's swing. It was a little bit more sensitive, and we're going to be working towards tweaking that to make it more like the console. Getting things like a 50% and a 75% shot weren't that easy. You couldn't really dial it in like you could on the console. So to that end, aside from just tweaking the swing, we're also adding a power meter on screen. So you can actually see how powerful your shot will be. It will be a percentage. So we added a brand new putting mini game, partially because we're actually revamping our putting. We can't go too much into putting right now, but one thing we can talk about is our putting frenzy, which is what we're calling it. It's basically you have 2 minutes to sink as many putts as possible. So you start off in one spot, you sink your putt, you move on to another spot. You don't make it, you got to keep trying until you do. Something you can play multiplayer, you can play it party player where you pass the PSP around. We think it's pretty fun. It also helps you learn the new mechanic when it comes to putting. Pro Shop items and Game Face are definitely coming back. Game Face will be just like it is on the console, and the Pro Shop will actually have all new items. We're trying to maintain our synergy with the console titles, so we're updating all of our Pro Shop items with brand new Nike, Adidas, tailor-made stuff, so that's the real stuff that you can get in real life. So some other stuff we're doing also to maintain that synergy. We're going to have all the same music as the consoles, and we're actually taking all of our courses from old console versions. So, one of the things we really focused on last year was getting as much as we could from the console into the PSP product. But because it's a brand new platform and new hardware, we were just kind of learning. So while we got everything in, we didn't get it working as well as we would have liked. So this we're really focusing on optimizing for the PSP. That's where the improved load times, the better frame rate comes in, and even the putting minigame, just making it specific to the PSP. We've got a lot more that we can't quite talk about just yet, but in July we'll be talking more about it. That's another thing that we're very proud of, is that even though we just shipped in March, we'll be shipping again in the fall concurrently with the console versions.